The Lehigh Valley Phantoms hit the ice for a 3-game gauntlet last week, a measuring stick stretch that tested the roster's resolve, their talent, and the depth of the Flyers' development system. You had the tough loss to Laval, and then a pair of heavyweight matchups versus Hartford that both ended in drama. Through it all, you saw flashes of the future NHL talent, because it's not just about wins and losses, it's about growth down in Lehigh Valley. If you thought Halloween week was scary, you should have seen what happened in Hartford. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms pulled off back-to-back overtime wins against the Wolfpack in a weekend that was equal parts chaotic and incredible. So let's start with Friday night, the franchise's first ever Halloween game in Lehigh Valley's history, and their first on October 31st in 25 years. The Phantoms came out a little flat early, trailing 2-0 and then 3-1. But this team just doesn't die. They clawed their way back from the grave, led by a group of young players who just refused to quit. Tucker Robertson, who's been outstanding since joining the Phantoms, was at the center of it all. He had a goal and an assist, his second multi-point performance of the season, sparking the comeback. Robertson's game has really started to translate to the AHL. He's fearless on the forecheck, creative under pressure, and constantly finds the open ice. Alex Bump also came up huge, scoring from the left circle and later assisting on Lade Peterson's overtime winner. Bump's speed and confidence are showing more and more every week. The rookie winger doesn't hesitate to attack defenders off the rush, and that aggressiveness is paying off. He was in on both of the game-tying and game-winning goals. Carl Grundström, meanwhile, playing in his 400th career pro game, scored the tying goal on the power play in the third period, showing the kind of veteran presence the Flyers wanted when they acquired him. And in net, Carson Bjarnason was clutch. 30 saves, calm under pressure, and composed through a relentless Hartford push. Lehigh Valley came back from the dead that night, rallying to win 4-3 in overtime. And for a team loaded with Flyers' future prospects, it was one of those nights that builds belief and chemistry fast. And then there's Saturday's rematch, somehow even crazier. If Friday was a comeback thriller, Saturday was straight out of the Twilight Zone. The Phantoms once again found themselves down, once again fought back, and once again won 4-3 in overtime. But not before absolute chaos unfolded late in regulation. So let's start with the hockey. Newcomer Christian Kyrou, acquired from the Dallas Stars organization in the Samu Tuamala trade, wasted no time making an impression. He opened the scoring with his first goal as a Phantom and then later added an assist. Kyrou plays an aggressive offensive style. He's a smooth skater, loves to jump into the rush, and has the vision to find seams that most defensemen wouldn't even attempt. Through just 2 games, you can already see why Briere targeted him. His puck movement and his confidence fit perfectly in Lehigh Valley's up-tempo system. Carl Grundström was again the equalizer, scoring another power play goal late in the third period to tie things up. 2 games, 2 massive goals. He's becoming the guy the Phantoms can rely on when they need something big. And then Yaniv Peretz made his Lehigh Valley Phantoms debut in goal, and he looked terrific. The 23-year-old rookie stopped 23 shots, including a couple highlight reel breakaway saves, showing that he's going to push for more starts moving forward. But the real shock in this one came with under 2 minutes left in the third period. Garrett Wilson got tangled up behind the play with Gabe Perreault, and suddenly it turned into a full-blown melee inside the Hartford Wolfpack bench. Wilson literally got pulled into the bench by Dylan Rubrick. Punches were flying, and Ty Murchison even dropped the gloves on the ice with another Wolfpack skater. All 4 players were ejected from the game. It was pure chaos, the kind of old-school AHL mayhem you almost never see anymore. And after all that madness, the Phantoms finished it in fitting fashion. Pure hustle. Cooper Marody stole the puck from Hartford's goalie behind the net in overtime and tucked it to an empty cage for one of the strangest, funniest, and most satisfying game winners you're going to see all season. Lehigh Valley left Hartford with 2 comeback wins and a clear message. The Phantoms have grit. And now let's talk prospects, because this weekend told us a lot about 3 new names in particular: Christian Kyrou, Tucker Robertson, and Carl Grundström. So let's start with Christian Kyrou.
When you're on the ice, not a word really needs to be spoken. That was the beauty of being a Flyer.
I've played with a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, but that was the closest group of teammates I've ever played with.
In football, you need that quarterback to be special. In hockey, you need your goaltender to be special. And Pelly was just beginning to emerge as a player.
Pelly wanted so desperately to be a star in the NHL. It's what he wanted most.
Billy Lindbergh. Thank you, Bernie.
By all accounts, Pelly was not a drinker.
He picked his spots carefully. He would drink, but to be impaired, intoxicated, very rare.
And then the next thing I know, all I seen was a white wall. I said, Pelly, there's a white wall. There's a white wall.
It was a horrific scene. The car was mangled.
The headlight in front of Pelly had to be back 3 feet from where it initially should have been.
I read an article, you almost got into the Porsche. Is that true?
Not really. Me and Murray Craven lived 3 blocks from the establishment, so we just walked home.
Catching the wall right here at this corner, it was devastating.
And he went into cardiac arrest, and CPR was started immediately.
Talked to the police. I asked him, I said, is he going to be okay? And the police officer said, he'll be lucky to live.
Police officer asked us if we had to identify a body. And I remember looking at Murray, and Murray goes, I can't do it. My gut was turning, and I didn't know what to do.
And he passed away when I was holding his hand. You know,
That moment,
yeah. And so we were destined to be a team.
Pelly, I don't blame you. I never blamed you. I wish I could take that day back. And so many people you've touched in your life miss you.
The 22-year-old defenseman came over from Dallas in exchange for Samu Tuamala, and through 3 games, he's been everything the Flyers have hoped for. Offensively, he's been dynamic. Crisp puck movement, high offensive IQ, and the ability to make plays under pressure. But he's not just flashy. His gap control and confidence retrieving pucks under forecheck pressure have been noticeable. And in very short time, Kyrou looks like a player who can quarterback a power play and bring a creative element to the Flyers' pipeline that's been missing on the back end. Then there's Tucker Robertson, acquired from Seattle for John Randall Avon. Robertson's been a quiet gem early on. He plays with pace, he's strong on faceoffs, and he's physical when needed, and he's also got offensive instincts to hang in with the team's top 6. Right now, he has 6 points in 7 games, and he continues to make an impact every night. His game screams versatility. He can play up and down the lineup, kill penalties, and still contribute offensively. And then there's Carl Grundström, who came from San Jose in the Ryan Ellis salary cap dump, and he's giving Lehigh Valley exactly what they need, a veteran with an NHL-style game. He's not just scoring timely goals, he's mentoring the younger guys and setting the tone physically. Back-to-back tying goals in crunch time, that's leadership through example. So with Kyrou clicking on the blue line, Robertson pushing the pace, and Grundström anchoring the attack, this Phantoms group is starting to gel into a dangerous mix of youth and experience. After an absolutely wild Halloween weekend, the Phantoms sat at 6-3-1, their best 10-game start since 2018. And with another win last night against Bridgeport, they're now 3-1-1 on this current road trip, and will look to keep the momentum rolling with the return home Saturday to face the Toronto Marlies at the PPL Center. Look, there's no question about it. This team's identity is forming right before our eyes. They're young, they're fast, and they never stop fighting. So if you thought Halloween was scary, just wait until the rest of the AHL gets a look at what this Phantoms team is becoming. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give us a like and a subscribe. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide. I'll see you guys next time on HW Hockey.
Thanks for watching HW Hockey. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.